Thursday, January 25th, 2024. I'm going to say it before I forget it, because I just looked at it twice. I didn't sleep all day. It was only a quarter after 4 this time, and I was awake a little bit this morning. I watched the cop show, the booked first day in, that my friend's precinct was filmed for this season. They weren't on it again. They were in the first episode, but since then, I mean, I guess it's kind of like, cops used to do. They would travel around, to different precincts, and although sometimes an entire episode would focus on one, so you'd get like the whole story of the one, but this time, Modesto, California. Apparently a lot of shit goes down there, because they've been in like every single, and I think Virginia Beach has been in all 3 episodes so far, so apparently those are the hot spots for the criminology. I don't know, but so I watched that, and then I lost all my money in my casino game on Facebook, and then I fell asleep. So if I'd fallen asleep a little sooner, I might not be poor in my casino game now. Oh, shat. I have a stack of the Adventures Keep dice sitting over here, and yeah, I just haven't done anything with them. But anyway, if you've been wondering why I haven't been opening those on camera, it's because I haven't been opening them at all. But I have been doing the question a day so far for 25 days straight now. So closing in on a month. Alright, let's see what today's question is. Who has been inspiring you lately? Well, we've discussed passion, and how I don't really get passionate about anything. And I don't get obsessed. That was one of the questions. What are you obsessed with lately? Not really obsessed. I have hobbies. People don't really inspire me. People just, generally piss me off. So, like, I don't know. I've never really been inspired by anyone. I mean, maybe when I was a teenager, and I kind of, I don't know. I mean, I kind of always thought writing would be a cool thing to do. Because I did enjoy reading. That was one of the questions too. What books are you currently reading? Not a fucking thing. This one, I'm reading this one once a day. A sentence. I'm reading a sentence from this book once a day. But no, like, I used to be, like, I always thought writing would be a cool thing to do, even though I always knew that you couldn't really, I don't know, I mean, I always knew it was a pipe dream, and it's kind of like, especially back in the day, like, I'm talking about, 1990s, everyone thinks I'm younger than I am, because I was talking, with, the friend that lives up on top of the hill last night, and she was saying something about some online video. And she was like, that should be about your time, or whatever. She's like, but I guess I don't really know how old you are. And that's what Rhett at the city used to say, is, of course, I was at the city, I was wearing a hat, so you couldn't see my hairline. So, I was throwing him off a little bit. It's like bait and switch. But, like, people think I'm younger than I am, but I graduated in 1998. I'm 43 years old. So, I guess I look younger than I mean, even back then, so like I mean, now you have the internet, you have influencers, like, all they have to do is, get on TikTok and take pretty pictures, or whatever it is that they do, I don't know, pretty pictures of their feet, and post them, whatever it is that they, their bread and butter, as you might say. So, like, back then, like, the internet was just becoming a thing, I guess, but mostly people were just, using it for pornography, probably, and to, like, kidnap children, probably. groom them, whatever it was that, the chat rooms, wilding out. Because you'd go into like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer chat room, and everybody would be like, ASL, 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 which basically meant age, sex, location, you know, because people were looking to make that connection back then with someone who was, similar to them, I guess. But yeah, you'd go into it like a chat room, and of course, I'm talking about Yahoo. I don't know. We didn't do AOL. Actually, we didn't really do anything. I remember one time, I got in one of those, free 30-day or whatever CDs from AOL, and I signed up for it because I wanted to be on the internet. But I didn't realize, because that was back when you had to go through the phone line. Yeah, I was getting charged per minute to be on the internet. That was a very upsetting bill for my mom to receive. I don't think she ended up having to pay it, because we didn't realize you had to pay like $3 a month for like a service line or something to get on the internet. Otherwise you get, so I don't know. I think it worked out to where she didn't have to pay it, or she, only paid a small amount of the bill. I want to say it might have been over $1,000. I don't remember. It was bad. I remember that. I don't know. I guess that's a whole other aside that I'm getting off on, but I feel like it's easier to get, even though it's not, because there's a lot of content out there. I'm making content right now that nobody ever watches. There's a lot of shit out there. It's a very deep well, especially, going through YouTube, I suppose. I mean, if I post these at like other websites, maybe they'd get more traction. That's what Tanya always used to say about, oh shit, what is that website? That I should know the name of it, but it's not coming to me right now. I don't know. There was one that she used to use that was like, eventually it got shut down. I don't remember. I want to say Venmo, but that's like a, like the only thing in my head right now is Venmo, which is a way to send people money, and Verbo, which is like another Airbnb website. So, Vimeo, I think that's what it's called. I don't know. But back in the day, in the 90s, it was a little bit more work to be discovered. I guess that's my whole point, that I took 20 minutes to get here. It's a good thing I plugged my camera in, because I only had 5 minutes of taping time when I started. I don't know, like, even then, I knew that, like, any of the, I guess, more artistic paths in life would be a harder road, because it wasn't that easy to get discovered, And I mean, it's still probably not as easy as I think. I mean, I guess as long as you get online and you do, like, promote yourself and stuff. I don't really do that. Like, it's kind of like, I just put my shit out, and anybody who watches it, thank you, I appreciate it. But I mean, I don't know. I don't go out there and, sell myself, so to speak. Just on the street corner, Got to make that extra dough. Side hustle. It's not a side hustle, it's a side hustle. Because I'm usually the side hoe. So, that's fine. I know my lot in life. But yeah, I mean, even though my mom always was like, she was like, oh, you're going to be a famous comedian someday. And so, I mean, I don't even know if that was necessarily so. I didn't want to grow up. Like, that was my problem, I think. I think I discussed that in one of my other videos. I don't know. It's like, I can't think of any time that I've ever been inspired by someone, but I was getting to the point that I was a fan of R.L. Stine back in the day, as you know, with the Fear Street books. We discussed that when the Netflix came out with the Fear Street. Apparently there was a Fear Street series, TV series, or miniseries or something. I need to see if I can find that somewhere online and watch that. I don't know. Like, it's... Like, I enjoyed writing, but, I was kind of like, this is never going to go anywhere, so what's the point, I guess. I don't know. And then I got in college, and I felt really stupid. Because, like, I remember, like, going around the room, and the teacher was like, Well, actually, I think this was like three episodes in, three classes in, because the first two were with the same teacher lady, and she was kind of like this short goth, like cool chick, whatever, that freaked out when we had a tornado. She'd never been through a tornado before, and we ended up in the middle of class having to go down into the basement into like the AV lab or whatever it was. I still snuck up the back stairs and kind of took a look outside. A tree had fell over. But then the third year, which I had a friend in college that called him the lit Nazi. He was a little bit more artsy, a little bit more serious about writing, and that's just kind of when I felt like really fucking stupid. Because we went around. Well, why do you write? Why do you write? And everybody, we went around the room, and everybody was like, "Oh, I just feel the words pour out of me onto the page," and like everybody had like all of these lofty answers, and then they go around the room and they get to me, and I'm like, I don't know. It's just kind of fun, like, everybody over here is like, graduating with honors, and I'm in the corner eating paste. Like, that's kind of what it felt like. But then I realized, like, as I got older, that it's like, I mean, there's still a place for people with my interests, people like me, you know what I mean? Like, there are the R.L. Steins who write the kids' books, the kids' horror books, There's the Michael Bays who just make movies with, like, 2 hours of explosions in them. He gets to keep making movies, Like, I don't know. Like, there's a place for people with my interests. And my other friend who, used the term lit Nazi, he liked writing like werewolf stories and kind of like scary like horror kind of stories. So he might have been going through the same feelings I was at the time. I don't know. We never really talked about it, but but I mean, there's a place for people like us. Like R.L. Stein. He has. I mean, he ended. Goosebumps was more popular, but he got to write kids' horror stories. Youth novels. Make a go of it. There's Harry Potter. Fantastical. Those are probably a little bit more, probably considered a bit higher literature than Fear Street, where ghosts are killing teenagers and all this other sort of stuff. Teenagers are killing other teenagers, depending, on the storyline. But, like, I don't know, like, so I realized maybe this was an answer for a different question, I don't know, so I might repeat myself. I don't know, we got a whole year to go, so you might hear this story more than once. But, I don't know, so writing is the only thing that really, like, at one point, like, interested me. But throughout that entire process, I was never really, I don't feel like I was really ever inspired by anyone. Like, I just kind of, writing was fun, and I enjoyed it, and creating these characters, and creating this world, and, taking them on a journey, and taking the reader on a journey at the same time, and trying to, like, amaze and surprise them, and, blah, 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 blah. Like, just entertain people, I guess, is kind of kind of what it boiled down to. But even at that, with like I said, I don't want to be an adult. I was never interested in this. Not my jam. But like the writing was like the one thing that like. I mean, I'm interested in like TV shows. I'm watching TV shows, but I mean, there again, I didn't figure there was going to be any way to, make money off of that. So it's like, well, even though there could have been, I don't know. But, I don't know. But all through that process, like, writing was the one thing that was kind of like, I'm kind of interested in this. But there again, it was, I guess, I don't know. Like, maybe I was just always too, like, thoughtful for my own good, because I'm like, you know what, I mean, I enjoy writing, but if I do it full time for a job, it's going to become an obligation, and I'm not going to enjoy it as much as I did before, because it's how I'm going to, like, put food in my fucking mouth, you know what I mean? So it's like, you gotta like, you gotta pump out, you gotta pump out how many stories a year, how many books, and then they've gotta like be popular, and they've gotta like actually sell before you actually make money off of it. And it's like, I mean, it's a hard road. It doesn't mean that, at the end there's not like a golden ring or whatever, for Sonic to grab on the way by, and but I don't know. But it was like the one thing that was like maybe, but like I said, I never thought about doing it full time for a living because I knew I wouldn't, I wasn't gonna make any money off of it. And I was like, I grew up poor, so I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like, I want to, have some kind of, money, I guess, some kind of income. That's worked out great for me, in my 43 years. I just keep, digging my hole deeper, and I'm like, I'm gonna get out of it. It's fine. And then I just dig it deeper, and then. But it's on the way up. It's on the way up. I'm filling it in. I'm filling it in. Yeah. But yeah, I can't honestly think of anyone that I've ever really been inspired by. I guess is, well, the point that I've already made 2 or 3 times. I can't think of anybody that's kind of like, I mean, I enjoyed Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and, say what you will about Joss Whedon now, I suppose, but, he crafted good stories, I enjoyed his work on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, at least, and, like, laying clues for, like, 2 seasons ahead and whatever, I don't know. No one has ever really inspired me. I guess I don't get passionate, I don't get obsessed, and I don't get inspired. But I'm happy, so, I guess there's that at the end of the day, and that's fine, I suppose. So, I mean, I guess another shitty question kind of for me, but, a long answer that hopefully pertained to what I was actually talking about. Sometimes I get off on these tangents, and I don't, I think I know where I'm going with them, and then I get there, and I'm like, what the fuck am I even talking about? So hopefully it all made sense in a roundabout sort of way. So, boop. Anyway, that's today's, and it's probably long enough, and I, once again, don't really have a good answer, but, I mean, maybe some more, introspection, maybe some stories about me that you haven't heard yet. So I feel like sometimes these questions just kind of, one of the tags I always put in the videos is learn more about me, so, I mean, maybe these are things that I haven't talked about ever, I don't know. I've never gotten a chance to discuss them with you, so, I mean, if you learn a little bit more about me, get a little bit more, get deep in my groove, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess at the end of the day, that's something. So, there's Minxie's butt, which makes any day better. So, that's that, and tomorrow will be another shitty question. So, that I may or may not have a good answer for. But anyway, I'll see you for what I see you.